All right, guys, we are back again. We were facing some technical difficulties,
Mhm.
but all right, it's working. So we were on layer stack. We did layer stack, I think. Let me close the. UID survival guide. Okay. Push pass Kuchipuru. All right. So layer stack. So did you see anything that was worth
And
noting
layer,
that
no,
you didn't know?
it was not in layer stack. I think it was in layers. Something that I saw. If you go up a bit, yeah,
Yeah.
this thing, the data authored to layers by application or scripts will remain in memory until SDF layer.save is called on the layer. So if a program is writing more data than fits in the program's memory allotment, we suggest like this can be a quiz thing using USD native binary format or calling layer.save periodically to flush all of the heavy property value from the memory into the file while leaving the file open and available to continue writing of data. Only the create binary format possesses the flushability property. USD text representation can only be written out sequentially, beginning to end, and cannot be digested lazily. Therefore, it cannot be authored incrementally and must always keep all of its data in memory. Other formats do not allow incremental savings because they must translate USD's encoding into their own format. That does not itself allow incremental savings like
Mm-hmm.
Arambic file format plugin. So I think most of the data that we are gonna it's saying it's gonna work with is Alembic file format plugin, like one of the go-to used format for loading the data into USD.
I see. .abc files.
And you can also create in-memory temporary layers by using USD stage create in memory, as it says over there.
Mm-hmm. SDF layer save is called on layer if a program is writing more data than fits in the program memory allotment. We suggest using USD's native binary create format, which is default file format for files created with the .usd file extension. Calling layer.save periodically doing so will flush all the heavy property value data from memory into the file while leaving the file open and available for continued writing of data. Only the create binary format possesses this flushability property. USD's text representation can only be written out sequentially beginning to end. SDF layer. Okay, in layer stacks are keystone to understanding composition, blah blah blah. Recursive. Okay, layer stack is important understanding composition, composition of target layer stacks. No, another layer is targeting, therefore composing not just data in a single layer, but all the data in strength order in the layer stack rooted. Okay, layer stacks provide the container through which references can be illustrated Many of the composition arcs as well as relationships describe not just single target, as well as relationships are not just single target but an orderable list of targets that will be processed in order according to type arc. References can be list edited. References can be list edited among the layer of layer stack. This can be a powerful method for non-destructively changing the large-scale structure of the scene as it flows down the pipeline. Non-destructively changing the large-scale structure of this. Hmm. World, overprops, 145, prepend references, sequence fx, turbulence.usd. Now at the short level, we have the short fx.usd layer that participates. So sequence fx.usd, which adds a reference onto an asset, may be referenced into a weaker layer. So prepend overworld, overprop 145, prepend reference sequence fx, turbulence.usd. Now at short level, we have short fx.usd layer that participates in same layer stack as sequence fx.usd. Okay, because one of the short layers, sublayer in the sequence.usd layer, which in turn sublayers the above sequence fx.usd layer, in which in this particular shot we need to replace the generic turbulence effect with a different one, which may have completely different prims in it. Therefore, it is not enough to just add on an extra reference because the prims from turbulence.usd will still shine through. We must also remove the weaker reference, which we can do via list editing. Bro, let's understand list editing first and then we'll come to this because this is fucking.
List editing is something that we already did once.
I don't remember. List editing is a
But
feature
you will
to
remember once I
which
explain
some.
it.
Okay, list editing is a feature to which some array value data elements in USD can subscribe. Array value data elements in USD can subscribe that allows the array type element to be non-destructively sparsely modified across composition arcs. That allows the array type element to be non-destructively sparsely modified across composition arcs. It would be very expensive, difficult to reason about list editable elements that are also time varying. So attributes can never be list editable. So attributes can never be list editable. Relationships, references, inherit, specialized variant sets, and integer and string token array. Custom metadata can be list edited. When an element wait, some array valued data elements can USD can subscribe that allows an the array type element to be non-destructively array type element to be non-destructively sparsely modified across composition arcs. It would be very expensive and difficult to reason about less editable elements that are also time varying. So attributes can never be. It would be very expensive and difficult to reason about list editable elements that are also time varying, so attributes can never be list editable. Relationships, references, inherit, specialized variant sets, and integer string token array custom data can be list edited. I see. So attributes can never be list editable, but references and all these things can be
Yes.
list editable.
Yes.
An integer and string token array custom metadata can be list edited when an element is list editable. When an element is list editable, instead of being able to assign an explicit value to it. When an element is list editable, instead of only being able to assign the explicit value to it, you can also, in any stronger layer, append another values to the back of the resolved list. If the values already appear in the resolved list, they will be reshuffled to the back. An appended composition arc in a stronger layer of layer stack will therefore be weaker than all of the arcs of the same type appended from weaker layers. By default, however, the used APIs for adding composition arcs give you some flexibility here. I see. Append, delete, prepend, reset to explicit. Append, delete, prepend, reset to explicit. Although we refer to. Mm, a stronger layer does not always replace an entire list. It can surgically edit a weaker list by saying add this, remove this. Okay. Imagine a weaker layer says reference is equal to ABC. A stronger layer may not want to rewrite the whole list. It may only want to say remove B, add D. Final composed result becomes ACD. I think I remember looking at this
Yeah, bro.
where you see list editing in USD, you see it with list editing, with list like composition fields such as references, payloads, inherit, specializes, variant sets, API schemas, and relationship targets. Prepend reference chair.usda, delete reference. Oh, oh, yes, yes, yes. I remember now. For the prepend, append, and delete. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, fuck, my bad. I almost forgot that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Okay, that makes sense. So that alone, not structurally smartly modified. When an element is listable, instead of being able to assign an explicit value to it, you can also append another. So append was to put it on the back of the resolved list. Delete was to delete the value. Prepend was to put it on the front. And reset to explicit was unqualified operation. Yes, 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 yes. I remember this now. Okay, okay. There are list operations. The common list editing words prepend, add to the front, append to the back. Remove the composed list, reorder, change the ordering of the existing item. Explicit, replace the whole list with this exact list. Prepend reference, prepend API schema. So, prepend reference, stronger layer, prepend reference, chair variant, .usda, front of the reference list. I see. So I have a doubt over here.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, we are defining this prim chair, right?
Mm-hmm.
This chair prim as X form,
Mm-hmm.
and we are saying prepend reference chair base.usda.
Mm-hmm.
And then in a stronger layer, we are overriding that X form
Mm-hmm.
with a prepend reference
Mm-hmm.
chair variant.usda. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And we are just saying that we can add this thing to the front of this list
Mm-hmm.
of the references.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that actually mean? Like this, where is this list maintained and how is that list used?
Inside USD composition, like internally, when we have the USD composition engine. So
And what if they are uh you know giving opinions to the same attribute. So the first one, this override one, will have the say, right? Like this will be stronger
yeah,
because it's in the stronger layer and it's an override
yeah,
and it's prepended. So that means it is in front of this.
yes.
But this is, and what if they're the same? So what's the point of keeping this in the list still?
What? So it's still gonna be added. That's why it's a list.
I
That's why it's a
see.
list. It's still gonna be added. It's not a set. You will have duplicates. What else? So
I see.
that list is only for USD to manage sparsely each and every composition
Mm-hmm.
arc that you're trying to add or remove. So that's how
Mm-hmm.
USD traverses. Whenever it, we remember that it uses a DFS methodology to do
Mm-hmm.
everything. So when it does, it has to keep track of each and every reference. So how will it keep
Mm-hmm.
track of those references? So the way they
Mm-hmm.
do it in USD is by using list editing,
Mm-hmm.
appending, removing, and deleting them accordingly
Mm-hmm.
from the list. So this is more of like the low level thing. Like, okay, you want to manage that your composition. When you're trying
Mm-hmm.
to compose a complete layer stack, you do not have unnecessary amount of composition arc in your USD
Mm-hmm.
list, because eventually what will happen is they are gonna, when you compose the whole layer stack, it's gonna compile everything, and
Mm-hmm.
it might increase the loading time or compute time of the whole layer stack. So this
Mm-hmm.
allows you to play with the whole list and remove, like basically do all kinds of operation, push, pop, and everything
Mm-hmm.
accordingly. So this is like something that you would need as well, and you might not need as well.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Example 2, applied API schema. This means add material binding to the prim material. Okay, prepend API schemas. So add material binding API to the prim's applied schema list. A API schema is a token list, and prepend is the list edit operation. Okay, API schema is a token list. Why list editing exists? Because USD layers and non-destructive. Because USD is layered and non-destructive, a department can make small override without copying the full original list. Example: model layer reference. Okay. Each layer only authors its opinion. USD composes the final list. Important exam trap. As reference, okay. Add A to the front of the compose. So prepend reference. This reference is exactly A. Okay. Add A to the front of the composed reference list. Okay. If the author wanted to replace the whole list, that would be an explicit list opinion. List editing in OpenUSD. Okay. Explicit. Okay. Do we have an example for explicit or no?
Yeah, we have implicit and explicit what types or what? No, we do not have an example, I guess. Reset, which is an unqualified operation. As in reference, this causes resolved list to be reset to provided values or ignoring all the list operation from weaker layers.
Oh, so without any prepend or append, we just do references equal to this. This causes the resolved list to be reset to the provider values, ignoring all list operations from weaker layer. I see.
A prepended composition arc and a weaker layer of a layer stack will steepest
Mm-hmm.
than any of the arc of the same type that are appended from the strong layer. Wait, oh, so it's saying that if you add any
Mm-hmm.
composition arc in front, and it's going
Mm-hmm.
to be stronger, and append another value to the back. Oh, so this can be in a quiz.
This right?
No, no, the above one, prepend.
What?
So a prepended composition arc in a weaker layer of the layer stack will be
Mm-hmm.
stronger than any arc of the same type that are appended from stronger layers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that.
Basically,
Yes.
like if you
Because prepend is getting pushed to the in front of the
in front,
list, and
yes.
append is getting pushed in the back of the list, and it doesn't matter that append is in a stronger layer or not,
Mm.
because append is
I
still
think
at the back of the
Means
list.
if you have multiple sublayers and you're trying to append
Mm-hmm.
an arc from a weaker layer,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, prepend an arc, then okay, that, so yeah, they also follows the same ascending
Mm-hmm.
priority order thing.
Yeah. So let's look at this now. In layer stack, I think there was some list editing shit over there. Sequence fx.usd, which adds a reference onto an asset that may be referenced in from a weaker layer. Prepend references. Now at short level, we have a short fx.usd layer that participates in the same layer stack as sequence fx.usd, because one of the short layer sublayer in the sequence.usd layer, which in turn sublayers the above sequence fx.usd layer. In this particular short, we need to replace the generic turbulence effect with the different one. We have blah 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 blah. Therefore, it is not enough to just add on an extra reference, because the prims from turbulence USD will shine through. We must remove the weaker reference, which we can do via list editing. Okay, so delete references. I see. When short is composed, the reference for blah 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 will combine blah, 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 but not turbulence.usd in the second example. Okay, so override this with this and then add the list editing delete reference. Okay, or they could have just done references equal to this
Yes.
for explicit
Yeah.
list editing. Reset to explicit.
But it's an unqualified operation. Because
What does that mean?
I think like this operation is not usually used.
I see.
Like in typical standard world, like you won't use this operation because it's gonna reset all the other references that you're trying to open. Like all the other operations, maybe you're bringing multiple references from other thing, so it's gonna remove the complete list.
I see. All right, we can move on from. We'll cover list editing pretty well.
Hmm.
Liverbs strength ordering. Liverbs is mnemonic for blah blah blah. Strength ordering, the acronym strength hierarchy, local opinion, sublayers. Inherits, variance, blah 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 blah. Is there anything important in the USD documentation? We already know this. We already know this. We already know that. Compose. Wave composition arcs within each layer stack. For example, we are trying to determine the value of attribute metadatum on value resolution. Policy that strongest opinion wins. With blah blah blah. We know that. We know this. Iterate through all the layers. The local layer stack, looking at the opinions print spec, add the path in each layer, reference. Recall that according to the definition of the layer stack, this is where effect of direct opinions in all sublayers of the root layer of the layer stack will be consulted. If no opinion is found, then inherits. And resolves inherits affecting the prim at path. Iterate through resulting targets for each target recursively apply liver blah blah blah. Note that S is not present. We ignore specializer when while recursing. Oh, so we ignore specializes arc while recursing. Why is that? No specializes arc while recursing.
Li because dude specialized arcs are what a def class and over. So that's why I think we might be ignoring them. On targeted layer stack, node S is not present, so we ignore specialized arc while recursion if no opinion is found. Then, oh, if no opinion is found, then it's saying if no opinion is found.
Yeah, so we won't go to S. We'll go to variant set.
Liver, but dude, S is the last one.
Yeah, but do you understand what it means over here? Like, it means you remember that video in the Liverts thing that we saw,
Mm-hmm.
strength ordering thing, I think. What was that video? Tracing through Liverts. Example 1, example 3. So you see, but they are going to specializes, aren't they? Inherit variance, inherit variance reference, inherit variant reference. You go to the reference, reference has inherit variant payload, and then they go to payload. And then they go to specializes if there's nothing else. And then they go back to
Maybe
specialize.
anyway the last one, right?
Hmm?
The, so specialize is always going to be a last one.
Yeah. What the fuck, dude? My rotator cuff is fucked. Ow. Hmm. Okay. Ain't no grave can hold my body down. Ain't no grave can hold my body down. Okay, 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 okay. The short answer is that ancestral arcs are weaker than direct arcs. See direct opinion. Okay. Additionally, we skip S. Yes, this is the key. Additionally, we skip over S during recursion for other arcs. As okay, performing every step describes or specializes. So this is important, bro.
Additionally, we skip over S during recursion of four other explained. Hmm.
Hmm. Okay. I think we can go to load and load. Loading and unloading controls the which payload arcs are traversed during composition. Payload arcs can be lazy loaded when opening a stage with USD stage initial load set load none. Payload arcs are recorded but not traversed, allowing you to construct a working set by loading only needed prims using USD prim load. You can also unload previously loaded prims with USD prim unload. This provides scalability for large scenes by allowing you to work with a subset of full scene description. You know, the payload arc provides a deferred reference behavior wherever a stage contains at least one payload. Payloads can be less edited and chained. The client has the ability to load, compose all the scene description targeted by the payload, or to unload the payloads and all their scene description, decomposing all prims beneath the payloaded prim, recursively unloading their payloads should they possess any. We generally associate payloads with the model with model assets, which provides us with payloads and therefore load points. at all the leaves of the model hierarchy. What does this mean? I have no clue. Default reference wave. We generally associate payloads with model assets which provide us with payloads and therefore load points at the leaves. Generally associate payloads with model assets which payloads us with payloads, provides us with payloads and therefore load points at all the leaves of the model hierarchy. This organization allows client to graph working sets of a stage, fully composing only the parts of the scene needed for a given task, saving time and memory for the operation. hmm Oh, what the fuck? Load points are on. So I have a question. What am I typing? Payloads the uh, payloads how they are loaded or unloaded, but the main question is how is the data actually placed in, into the reference payload file. All right, localize. I think that is no, it's not. What is localize?
I don't know. USD allows the construction of highly referenced layer scenes that assemble files from different sources, which may resolve differently in different contexts. For example, your asset resolver may apply external state to select between multiple versions of an asset. If one wishes to pack up all of the needed files for a given scene so that they are isolated from asset resolution behavior and can be copied or shipped easily to another location without drastic transformation. In the flattening, a stage incurs, then one must localize all of the scattered layers into a coherent tree of files, which requires not only copying but also editing them to retarget all of the references payload, generic asset paths to target the copy files into the new location. USD utils create new USD packet does this for you, although you have not yet exposed it to just localize it, but we hope to eventually. Okay, so I think localize helps. So let's say, for example, if we have our USD package, our layers, right? And we have multiple layers, and in those multiple layers, we have different composition arcs that have a reference for current system, right? They have the path name for the current system accordingly. So what
Mhm.
localize does is it creates a USD Z package that
Mhm.
will basically compress and compile all those references into a flattening stage with the updated, with the updated paths, with the updated asset paths that can be automatically loaded anywhere, like basically creating a container type of package with localized asset file paths. So for example, you have a layer. In a layer you have a sublayer, and in that sublayer you have multiple sublayers, right?
Mhm.
The location of that sublayer where it lives is local to your system.
Mhm.
When you use localize, that location gets
Mhm.
gets chopped off, and only the abbreviation of that layer lives, and similar
Mhm.
to references as well. So when you reference your file with @delimiter, right, in the background the
Mhm.
asset resolver will automatically resolve that path based on your file system, right? If you
Mhm.
take the whole package directly and load it into another system that doesn't have the same file paths, it's going to break. But if you use localize, it's going to take care of
Mhm.
that, and you don't have to worry about that. Okay, if the references or any other file that was in your system somewhere on a different location is loaded properly, because what localize does is localize creates a map of the complete,
Mhm.
where each file will exist and where each file fits indirectly.
Mhm.
That's what I understood with this.
Ain't no grave holding me down. Mhm. Mhm. Bro, you didn't watch the UFC event, right?
Which one?
250,
250? No, no, bro.
Freedom 250. Bro, you should watch it. I recommend you watching it because you like White House, right?
Yeah, I like White House, like in not in that manner.
But like the theatrics and like bro, like it was a fucking amazing event. Like I am watching it on like I was watching it online, and
Mm-hmm.
I could feel the fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been insane. Like in person, it would have been insane.
But dude, you would be far away. That was that.
No, that I know, that I know. I'm talking about if I was there, like if I was in the arena.
Oh, in the arena, right?
Yeah. Like I would have paid like at least two I would have paid $2,000 at least. Like if there were like tickets, I would have paid. But it was invite only. There were no tickets.
Mm-hmm. Then make some fucking connections.
Yeah, who? Brother who?
I don't know, brother.
Ricky. Okay. Hmm. 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 All right, that is localized. USD scenes can reference lots of external files in complex ways, and if you want to bundle everything into one self-contained package without flattening, you need to localize these files. And there's a helper function that does that when creating USDZ. What USD scene looks like: USD scene is often built from many different USD layers and assets spread across the blah blah blah. These reference files can resolve differently depending on your asset resolver and environment. Mm. So do we get an option to localize this shit over here in USD view or no?
No, I think they have this set over here. We have not yet exposed the ability to just localize yet, but but we hope to eventually.
I see. Sometimes you want to ship a copy of scene somewhere else, so that it no longer depends on that external resolution logic or environment. To do that, you must collect all the assets used by the scene into a single coherent dictionary tree and update all references. Payload and asset. Okay, why not just starting the? Okay. Metadata is data about prims and properties that guides USD's behavior but not renderable scene data. Scene content. Metadata includes information like kind, active, instanceable documentation, asset info, and composition arc list. Unlike properties, attributes, and relationships, metadata does not vary over time and accessed through special API rather than access properties. hmm Metadata can be defined by schemas or added as custom metadata and participate in the composition through its own resolution rules, also known as prim metadata, property metadata, layer metadata. Metadata is the lightest weight form of scene description. It is light because it is unlike attributes. Metadata cannot be time varying. Metadata cannot be time varying. You know,
Damn.
it cannot be animated.
Shit.
And because prims and properties can possess metadata, but metadata can not itself have metadata. Metadata are extensible, however, adding new named piece of metadata requires a change to configuration file to do so. Requires a change to a configuration file to do so because the software wants to know definitively what the data type of metadata should be. USD provides a special dictionary valued metadata called custom data that provides a place to put user metadata without needing to touch any configuration files. That's enough. Metadata models. Models partition
Large screen graphs into manageable
procedure into
pieces
manageable
by
pieces
annotating.
by annotating prims with kind metadata.
Oh, this is the model.
Model.
Yeah,
It's not model kind. It's models.
it's related to model kind, I guess. This is the most like pseudo. I would say top level.
hmm
It sits on top level of the hierarchy.
Okay, so what is that? A model partition large scene graphs into manageable pieces by annotating prims with kind metadata. Models create hierarchy that acts as table of contents for important subtrees. Models create a hierarchy that act as a table of contents for important subtrees. The core model kinds are component, leaf models representing yes, aggregating kinds, groups, and assembly models that contain other models, um, enabling efficient traversal and queries through the USD Prim API. Model is string graph annotation ascribable to prims by setting their kind metadata label, blah blah blah. Core USD Prim API can cheaply answer questions like USD Prim model is model is group and modelness is one of the criteria USD Prim range can use to traverse a stage. All model kinds are extensible via site customization so that for example, you can have both character and prop component model kinds in your pipeline. If that is a useful distinction to make, see model hierarchy builds. on the concept of model in the scene we have tackle the problem of discovering and defining a table of contents of important subtrees of prims that can be enumerated and traversed with very efficiently. The model hierarchy defines a contiguous set of prims descending from a root prim on a stage, all of which are models. Model hierarchy is an index of scene that is strictly prefixed. What does this mean? Problem of discovering and defining a table of contents, important subtree of prims that can be enumerated and traversed very efficiently. Hmm. Modulary build tackle the problem of discovering independent table of content important subtrays that can be enumerated and traversed. Model hierarchy defines a contiguous set of prims. The model hierarchy defines a contiguous set of prims descending from a root prim on a stage. Model hierarchy defines a contiguous set of prims descending on all of which are models. Model hierarchy is an index of the scene that is strictly prefix on of the entire scene. The member prims must adhere to the following three rules. Only group model prims can have other model children. Okay, a prim can only be a model if its parent prim is also a group model. A prim can only be a model if its parent prim is also a group model, except for root model prim. No prim should have the exact kind model because model is neither a singular component nor a plural group container. It is just abstract commonality between components and group commonality. Okay. This implies that component models cannot have model children. Yes, it also implies that because prim has its kind metadata authored to component, its USD prim is model. What the fuck are you doing, bro?
Nothing, bro.
Okay. I see. You know. Mhm. You know, Gray, holding me down. Mhm. Okay.
Bro, let's end the stream at 5. I'm done. My
Why-
memory is full.
What memory?
My memory is full.
We are left with model hierarchy, namespace, opinions. We know opinions are atomic elements of scene description. Each time you author a value of metadata attribute relationship, you are expressing an opinion in a prim spec in a layer. On a composed stage, any object may be affected by multiple opinions from different layers with ordering determined by liver P's strength ordering. Yes, yes, yes. We already know this. Namespace. Okay. So we are left with over path payload. We are left with PRSTNV.
We
Only
can
four
complete it.
letters.
We can complete it tomorrow.
Obviously, brother.
Yes, like
But
easy.
let's do till 5 at least, 20 minutes.
Okay.
How long was the second stream? It's not even been an hour, bro.
Bro, but my memory is full. Like, it's not gonna go in my
Go
brain
wash
right
your
now. That's
face,
the
bro.
problem.
Go fucking wash your face.
No, brother. It's not my face. It's my brain, brother. I cannot wash my brain.
You can actually.
No, brother. I cannot. Over is a prim specifier that creates a speculative override containers without defining new prims.
Let's do okay, namespace.
Names.
Namespace is the term USD uses for hierarchical tree structure of prim paths that organize stage or layer. On a stage, namespace consists of all prim paths that provide identities for prim organized as a tree with pseudo root at the top. Paths in the namespace use forward slashes like file paths, example world characters hero. Properties also have namespace names within their containing prim, allowing for organized grouping of related properties like inputs, diffuse color, or prim var st. Properties also have namespaced names with their containing prim, allowing paths in namespace use forward slashes like file paths. Yes, properties also have namespace names with their containing prim, allowing for organized grouping of related properties like inputs, diffuse color, or primware st. I see. Namespace is simply term used to describe two-sided set of prim paths that provide identities or runs. Namespace normally in a forest of prims, that is, any number of prims that any possible trees beneath them. Each stage possesses a pseudo-root prim, that is the parent of all authored root prims, represented by path. Okay, I see. Okay. This sentence means, what are you guys doing here in physical AI, guys? Bro, can you answer this in the
Bro,
chat?
I'm not gonna answer this. I'm done for the day. You please go ahead, brother. I'm done for the day.
SH, hello. Are you still there? Type it in the chat if you're still there, and we'll answer you. SH48719. Bro, go read the description, bro. Damn. Yeah, so this is OpenUSD, and this is something that we are trying to get certified for. And if you go to the description, you'll understand why we are doing this. It's basically very important for us to understand these concepts in order to be able to build digital twins, which in turn are going to help in creating environments in which physical AI would be able to train in. And yeah, you'll see more details in the description, I guess. Yeah, thanks for coming. We are excited. Oh, you know about OpenUSD? Dope. I was a 3D artist. That's amazing.
Bro, let's hire him.
Hire him. Hire him with what?
No pay.
What do you
Only
do?
jobs.
Do you have like a website that we can take a look at real quick? SH48719. Currently working synthetic data. Oh yeah, that's what we are trying to do as well. We are trying to go basically generate some scenarios for robots to train in. Do you have like a GitHub or a website that we would be able to look at and maybe it's all right if you don't want to share it on stream. Totally understandable. Oh, this dude is for sure Indian.
Oh,
The guy who's talking in the chat.
I see, brother.
And
Okay.
I think I have
Oh, it's 4:50. Let's focus on that and then.
no, I just did some freelance work, but I have pretty good skills in Blender. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, we are trying to get this certified, like this certification, and then start doing stuff in Omniverse and IceXM. And can send you my some video links and GitHub link of Blend AI. Yeah, do that. Sure. Do you want me to put my LinkedIn somewhere? This is my LinkedIn, guys. Go follow. Or, maybe connect. I don't know. This is me. Should we start putting a LinkedIn in the description?
I think if someone goes onto our website, they would be able to find the LinkedIn pro as well.
Bro, why would somebody
Dude,
try to
someone will definitely go to the website, bro. And if they go to the about, they will be able to find the LinkedIn page.
physical AI workflows run end to end? This is where it all started.
Let's see. Bro.
But yeah, I'll update the description and I'll add stuff over there. All right, let's focus on namespace. Oh yeah, I asked it inside one prim. Okay, inside one prim, properties can have colon separated names, so related properties are grouped by name. A USD prim can contain many properties, attribute relationships, metadata. Instead of naming every property flatly like this, often use namespace inputs, blah blah blah, then create namespace style grouping, simple mental model. Think of it like folders, but inside the prim's property names, input diffuse color means namespace groups inputs. Okay, input diffuse color namespace group inputs property name diffuse color, and primvar st means property namespace group is primvar and property name is um, st. These are not actual child prims or folders. The colon is part of the property name. Example one shader output. Shader input. The colon is part of the property name. A shader prim might look like this. Def shader preview surface uniform token info ID USD preview surfacing uniform token info ID USD preview surface. Preview surface, color 3F, inputs, diffuse color 100, float inputs. Uh, no, bro. I don't think you can share those things in the chat.
Oh.
He's trying to share like some links, and I don't think YouTube allows you to uh, share the links to stuff in chat. Just send it on X if you have X. Go to X and all right. Uniform token ID. Okay, okay, okay. Here, all these properties are the same prim. Color 3F, input diffuse color, input roughness, input metallic. The namespace tells you the role. Inputs, shader input parameters, outputs. shader outputs, info, shader identification, configuration info. So when you see inputs, diffuse color. Oh, his name is Shubham Vyas.
Crazy. You got it? You got his details?
Um, Not yet. I'll look him up right now. I know only one Shubham. Are you by any chance in San Jose, Shubham? Shubham Vyas. Let's see who this dude is. How do we search people?
Dude, ask him for his username.
Delhi NCR. Shubham Vyas in Delhi NCR. I see Gurgaon, Haryana. Z5AI or whatever, bro.
Uh,
Connect with me. Send it to me and we can take a look later.
three
But let me
minutes.
followed you on X. Oh, let me see. Oh yeah, I found you. I'll follow back. Nice. Oh, this is the GitHub of the guy. Blend AI.
Nice.
For a visual setup, check out the video.
Sure,
What
hi.
is it? The video isn't available anymore.
It
It
could
was removed.
be. Huh.
Mm, this setup is for Windows only. We are Mac OS users, bro. Are you gonna? There is Google Agent Development Kit and Model Context Protocol to turn natural language prompts 3D procedural geometry instead of manually wiring nodes. Simply ask the AI to create a geometry node setup you want and watch it build the node tree in real time directly inside Blender. That's dope. Google Agent Development Kit sucks, bro. To be honest, I've used it at work and it's not. It does not do shit.
Oh, really?
I don't know how it works with Blender and everything, but yeah, we tried to use Agent, this ADK thing at work, but it just doesn't work properly.
Alright.
Oh, not updated. Okay. Anyway, bro, you want to disappoint our viewers?
Yes,
We
brother.
have two viewers.
Yes, brother. I need to sometimes.
Why, bro? It's only five.
Yes, brother. My memory is full. My LLM is full right now. That's why
Bro,
I cannot process more information as of now.
I see. I see.
Like this is more reading stuff, right? So you need to. I need to recall everything in the future.
I see.
We are not doing some work. We are doing some kind of things that we need to memorize.
Ah, let me see. Or what we can do right now is not waste some time and do the quiz like the one that I've generated over here.
Oh, bro, that also requires memory. I'm not doing any quiz today. You can, brother. You can go ahead and do the quiz on your own, and let the viewers have the fun with you, but not me. I'm done for now.
I see.
So, I'm done, brother. I'm done for now.
I see. What was the package you were saying? Install.
TYP type TYPST typist.
And then you said do that and verify the quiz
Using the sources.
using the
Sources.
online.
Yeah, online using agent browser.
And where does it have links? Have you given it links?
It already knows everything. Yeah, just do that. It will take care of that. So if it is generating with links, it's gonna have all those things.
But it didn't generate it with links
There's
this
a
time.
PDF already that exists.
That was the one that it already existed, right?
Right, so refer that and ask him to create in the similar format.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, bro. I wanna take a leave.
All right.
Bye.